I don't know if McGregor can make lightweight.
I don't think he can. I mean, I think it'd have to happen at 70, John.
Yeah, 70's too big for Alexander Volkanovski. I mean, I know he weighed more than that at one point when he was playing rugby and stuff, but carrying fight weight and fighting, and I know he has fought at welterweight, he's fought at middleweight. But when you're talking about fighting at the very, elite level, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're giving advantages to someone based upon, I just want to have that fight. Look, I think that Volkanovski against McGregor would have been a great fight at one time. It's just not a great fight now. It's not. Everyone's going to look, and I'm going to get yelled at for this one, but Conor has got to figure out what he wants to do, because Conor hasn't fought now in several years. All right. The whole injury with the leg thing and everything.
Wasn't that last year?
Take a look at no, it's been 2 years almost.
Really?
Yeah. Take a look.
No way. John, Dave, look that up. I thought it was like March or whatever last year. I think it's only like a year removed.
Over a year now.
July. It was like July.
Coming
July?
up, I think, almost on 2 years.
Yeah, it was July 10th, 2 years.
Oh,
ago.
2 years. Holy
Hello.
shit.
Almost 2 years. Thank you.
Wow. John was right.
The whole point of this, Josh, is you take a look at he's doing things at times you look and you go, I know that you want to be back to where you were at. I know you do, but life has changed, and having kids and all the businesses and everything as far as your focus is not what it once was. And that's what made you who you are. And you got to figure out, what's important to you. Is it, coming down in weight? Because look, obviously he put on a lot of weight. Now, I'm not saying it was fat weight. He got muscular. He got, gained a lot of muscular size, but that's not good for fighting. To sit there and say, I'm going to be more powerful. Bullshit. Okay. You're going to have to lose most of what you put on there and stuff to come back to that point. And he's got to figure out, what is it he really wants? Because this whole thing with, they have the Ultimate Fighter thing. It just started up, and you've got, Chandler on one side and you got him on the other, but I guess he just entered the USADA pool. Mm-hmm. So they're saying 6 months from now, that damn season of the Ultimate Fighter is going to be long gone.
Yep.
And over, in that 6 month period. And is it that, Conor wants to get back to being that fighter that he was? It's not going to be an easy thing for him to do because he's a different person.
Yeah, he's so far removed from the sport. It's not even, the sport's passed him up. He doesn't even seem interested anymore. I mean, I was reading some of the tweets from Matt Brown. He's like, man, every time I see a post, you're either drinking, you look coked out, or you're all hopped up on sauce.
You see him, doing stuff, partying and stuff. Hey, I'm 100% behind you. Go party, dude, man. You have earned it.
Yeah.
But what you're doing there is contrary to what you say you want to be. Mm-hmm. You can't be a partier and be the champion now. You've got to take all of what made you who you are and intensify it based upon you are getting older. All these things have changed. You have had injuries. It's just part of being, in the fight game. You can't have all those outside interests. You can't have that outside interference. Wow. It doesn't work. I don't know.
Yeah, it has to do with his motivation.
I'd love to see him back to what he was. But
look, I think because when people have hit the peak of success, which he has in terms of the Mayweather fight really took him over the top. Then he had some good investments. He started the whiskey company. Then he sold it. That was another great turnaround on that.
Now he's got the Black Forest Stout.
Yeah, I think he's got a gin. He started a gin, I think, too, or something. Anyways, I thought he was.
Don't tell me he started gin.
Yeah, I think he did something. Anyways, but yeah, he's got like another, like you said, like a Black Forest Stout or something like that coming out. But anyways, he's distracted with other things, and it's okay, and I think that's fine. But for people and fans to be at home going, "Hey, I'm paying pay-per-view dollars for this," like I want to see the real Conor. You're not getting the real Conor. The other thing too is is this going to be Conor's not going to be not the main event. So then they're not going to have
What do you mean?
Like
Against Chandler?
Yeah, it's going to be the main event.
Of course, he'll be the main event.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you're going to charge a
Okay.
pay-per-view where he's the main event? There's no title on the line?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone else below you can't be fighting for a title then, because titles are always at the
Hold on.
top.
Hold on. Do they have a main event with Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier coming up? There's
a title on the line.
No, that's not a title.
Oh, you're hating now, John. There's the BMF
on.
title, buddy. BMF title.
I'm all fine with the BMF thing, but it's really not a title because it doesn't. You don't defend it.
It kind of is. Maybe they will. Maybe they will defend it.
It's really not.
Maybe they will defend it. But my thought is who are you going to have below him in the co-main then? It can't be another title shot because then that person's going to be getting snubbed for him being the main event.
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm paying pay-per-view dollars to see an older Conor McGregor fight an older Michael Chandler. And then who's the co-main?
Well, Tough's just about to start, Josh, so maybe they're going to stick Conor and Chandler in the same card as O'Malley, and then Conor hands a torch to O'Malley. And
You're such
that's
a
what
nerd.
Aljo was saying, that they want O'Malley.
Connor is in no way wanting to hand a torch to anybody.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that
happening.
if it's Aljo and O'Malley, then Aljo and O'Malley would be the main event because
That's
they're
a
a title
championship
shot.
fight. It's got to
Yeah,
be.
it would be the main event. So that's my point. My point is you're not going to have any title shots on a pay-per-view card. Whatever,
nice.
it is what it is. I get it, but it is what it is. I don't know. You know it's going to be a good 1.5 rounds of fury from the two of Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor.
They could put a title fight before, as the co-main. They could. I'm not saying it's you're setting a precedence that is something you don't do in the fight game, but I could see them doing it.
I mean, Dana has come out publicly and said we don't do that here. Back in the day they were trying to do that, and I was like, nope, So who knows? Who knows? Who was the main event for UFC 200? Was that?
I was literally just thinking the same thing.
No, that's easy.
Because it was DC and Brock.
No, it was supposed to be John Jones and DC, but it ended up being Amanda Nunez against Miesha Tate.
That's right.
DC and Mark Hunt Brock and Mark Hunt is what I was thinking of.
No, that was the co-main.
Yeah.
But that's
and Daniel and Anderson Silva was. Yeah. Got it. It was supposed to be John Jones and who? DC?
It was supposed to be John Jones and DC.
Got it. All right. Well, hey, what else you got for us, Dave?
All right. Sticking with the Conor McGregor stuff. So Hoodle thinks that the Edwards fight is a more winnable fight for McGregor than Chandler is. Do you guys agree or disagree, and why?
Totally disagree. Totally disagree. I love Henry Cejudo. I think he's very smart when it comes to the fight game. I think he's got a high fight IQ. I think he learned something in his fight against Aljo as far as what time does and coming back. It's, fight speed and everything, because he was kind of like in that same, category of Dom Cruz. Oh, there is no such thing as ring rust. Yes, there's cage corrosion. And what happens is you're not used to the speed of things. But in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, doesn't mean shit, but Michael Chandler is tailor-made for Conor McGregor, even if Conor's not the Conor he was of the past, because Michael Chandler comes straight in, straight out. He doesn't use a whole lot of difference in angles. He eats shots to try to give his shots, all the things that make Conor salivate. Okay, now, can Michael out-wrestle Conor? Yes. Will Michael out-wrestle Conor? No, because we've seen that Michael Chandler is into being an exciting fighter, which he is. But that doesn't make him a smart fighter in some of these fights, because he's more into being entertaining and putting on great performances than he is into getting the win. If he wants to win against Conor McGregor, he should be wrestling the whole time. Make it to where Conor's arms get heavy. Make it to where Conor cannot, stop the takedown. Take him down. Abuse him on the ground. Let him get back up at the end of the round and then start it all over again the next round. But that's not what's going to happen. And if you put Leon Edwards against Conor now, look, this is the difference. Length, Leon Edwards has an advantage. Speed, Leon Edwards has an advantage. Everything that Conor was good at, Leon Edwards is good at. Range control, all those things. I don't think that Leon Edwards is an easy fight for Conor at all. I think that's a hard matchup for Conor McGregor to win, especially now.
100% agree.